Hey, database warriors, are you ready to turn your database into a cash cow? I'm going to give you the secret right now. Now, remember, we're in week 5 of DTD2 of the 13-week cycle. That means it is C and K week. And of course, the theme is how do you turn this into a cash cow? Well, let me give you some tips on this is like the fundamentals on how to turn your database into a referral and repeat machine that's just automatic. And it's a simple 3-point strategy. And I'm going to give you the framework for it right now. Now, this little thing called the trust triangle, it came from Harvard University. In fact, they did a study of how did leaders who created great followers, what were the qualities of their leadership that created this foundation of trust? And Harvard University broke it down to 3 things. And you're going to see that here on what we call the trust triangle. So you'll see, the lower left here, the point is logic. They know that your reasoning and judgment are sound. So in other words, they know that you know your stuff. The second point here at the lower right is empathy. Now, empathy they define as caring about me, a genuine caring about my well-being. And then, or of course, at the tip of the triangle was authenticity. They felt like they were dealing with an authentic, genuine, real person. And so when I first heard this, and we were talking about leaders and trust, I said, this is no different than us being a leader for the people in our sphere of influence from our database at a time when they're really confused about what the heck's going on in this real estate market. And so let's talk about how you deliver on the trust triangle. And of course, in never-ending referrals, one of the things we advocate is a 36 to actually a 52 touch system. And when you think about really how do I get my database to the highest rate of return possible, you've got to have a system that delivers on the 3 points I just mentioned. So you've got to be able to hit the logic. They have to know that you know real estate. And this is where your 36 to 52 touch system comes in place. Part of it has to be market knowledge, interpreting the market. And of course, this is something we teach around your message and the MOFRs that you use, MOFR standing for make offer for immediate response. And then the next piece being the empathy piece. And really the only way they're going to experience empathy is going to be through personal conversations. And this is where DTD2 really comes in. It's, Susan Scott's Fierce Conversation says the conversation is the relationship. And so if I want to build that foundation of trust, well, I got to have conversations. And again, so this week, your mission is C and K. But let's go to the third point of the triangle. The third point was authenticity. And man, it's hard for them to experience that in email, in a DM, or even in your social post. The key there also is personal connection. So 2 of the 3 points are best fostered through you doing your DTD2. And of course, logic is going to get weaved into that as well. But then, of course, you're going to have all the other touches that we teach you to do to help deliver on that logic piece as well. So your mission this week is everybody whose last name begins with C or begins with K, that's who you're contacting. Of course, you're doing it in a TCPA compliant way. Make sure we follow the do not call, and have a powerful week. Let's get it done. See you guys. Bye.